tonight was a night that we're gonna go live. So yeah, I don't have a particular agenda. There is one thing I do want to share, which is kind of exciting. First of all, if you are watching me on the replay, I really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, or commenting. I feel like lately the YouTube algorithm has been really different. I I see less and less of certain people, and then when I search for their channel to go watch one of their videos, like I'll notice that they had multiple shorts uploaded and multiple long form videos and even some posts that were already dated. So I'm not sure why YouTube doesn't always show me certain things. It's weird. I feel like it used to be super old school where it was just truly people you're subscribed to and then the chronological order of the videos. But now it's really just like that, I guess, that customizable for you page situation. So, if you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. That's what I wanted to say. Oh, and I need to actually open up the chat. So if you do pop on, feel free to say hi. Don't be shy. Let me see here if I can open up the live stream. If you're watching, it's probably best to watch on a device like a phone because I'm filming this vertically. It's just easier that way. For some reason, the horizontal form on live stream just isn't what it used to be, and it doesn't actually show up for me right now. So maybe I've complained too much about YouTube. But it is November. Can y'all believe it? I hope you had a nice Halloween. Um, it's finally feeling like fall weather here in Tennessee. It's like, in the 50s. I feel like it went from the 80s to the 50s like overnight. But anyway, so the first thing I want to share, and this is actually not going to fit in the screen. My sister gifted me the Papier Advent calendar, and I'm really excited about it. I actually received this probably in September because she was on the email wait list, and I guess you can order it when it comes. And I don't know if they sell out, but she had asked me if I liked the previous year, which I can also show you. Um, and I think we used to open these. Maybe I did some Vlogmas video, or maybe I opened some of these on a live last year. But here's what last year's Advent calendar box looked like. And I was very pleasantly surprised by the contents. This is the first kind of advent calendar I've ever had that's not chocolate. So this is like a stationary advent calendar, and I was also concerned that a lot of the products would be more like marketed towards women, which y'all know is one of my biggest gripes of the stationery community, is that a lot of places don't have more like soft tones or gender neutral colors. So I was afraid a lot of the Papier products would be overly pink and purple and those kind of designs and floral, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I think they do a really good job of offering a well balanced selection of stationery. So this was last year's box. Now the box is so beautiful and super, super heavy and thick that I keep it and it's on my shelf because it looks nice and you can store stuff in it. And yeah, it's like worth keeping. So that was last year. So it was like a blue color with these gold designs. You can see the logo and the ribbon. And then let me pull up this year's, which is red. So, like I said, I've probably had this for at least a month now, if not more. And I was talking to my sister, and she basically said, well, don't wait till December. Just start opening stuff up now. Like, you don't have to wait till actual December. And I think that is a good idea. I thought about maybe just opening one or two like each week up until Christmas. But honestly, I am scheduled to travel a lot in December. Like, I will be gone for a whole week, the first week of December, and then I'll be going out of the country on Christmas, early in the morning, the day after Christmas. Um, so I don't know, and plus it's finals week again. I teach college, as some of y'all know, so I know that time will be busy. So yeah, let's just open up the advent calendar whenever we feel like it. So maybe I'll record it sometimes. Maybe I will do it on my live stream here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. I've never gone live on Instagram, maybe once. But maybe if that's something y'all prefer because it's I don't know, maybe you're just on Instagram more, let me know and I'll be happy to start doing some lives there. But here it is. Let's do the unboxing. This is the Papier Advent Calendar made for the ultimate stationery lover. I self am diagnosed with being the ultimate stationery lover, so sure, why not? So I'm just going to open up the ribbon here and see what we got. Interesting how this box opens from the top instead of last year's, which opened from the side. The reveal. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Now this is like very traditional Christmas colors. This is gorgeous. Um, Look at those muted colors. Oh, and they even have like instead of saying the date, it says number 4, number 5. I know there's a lot of ink calendars, and I would love to try one year, but for now, I'm really happy with trying this Papier one. There's also something about the way they package it. Instead of it being in one box and you just open each door, it's like packaged with individual boxes. So yeah, let's see if Papier lives up to the hype again this year. So like I said, I don't really know how many I'm going to open. We're just going to decide on a whim, but it does have these drawers in the bottom. No, what? Okay, here's the bottom drawer. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it looks like you start at the top. It's not like all over the place. Um, but last year they had notebooks and ballpoint pens and clips and highlighters and like really nice pens. There's one that's like gold plated. It's very heavy. So I feel like the money you spend on this advent calendar, you really got your money's worth. So no, I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. These drawers on the side open out. So if you can see that. Very cute, very demure. All right. So let's open number 1 just to see what we're working with here. We have this number 1. Look at the shape of that box. That's kind of fun. Again, if you plan on getting the Papier Station Advent Calendar, stationary Advent Calendar, or maybe you already have it, or your partner or someone bought it for you, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, but don't watch the rest of the video if you want to wait till December 1st to find out what's in the box because I'm opening it right now. So, sorry. You can fast forward later when I'll be done opening what's in the box. So, here we have our 1. Again, I love the shape, I love the color. Let's see what we have for day 1. And they have their logo, which is like this sunrise or sunset everywhere. Very nice attention to detail. Ooh, it's like, okay. Ooh, this is heavy. This looks like it is a pen clip in a 4-leaf clover. Or, well, it's like a 4-leaf clover, but it's got a heart design. Do you see that? There's like a heart design in the clover. So this looks very nice. See if I can actually get it off the paper here. So it is a pen clip. Let me find something we can clip it to. So here is my guided planner. I wonder if it fits on the plastic. A little loose. I think I got to do a couple pages to clip on. Well, this is plastic, so maybe that's a bad example. Yeah, I think it's a bad example. Let me do. Actually, this would make a good bookmark for my planner. Like using the clip. Oh Lord, is this not gonna? No, it's too tight. Oh boy. Really riveting stuff on my live stream, so I'm sorry it's not more exciting. Okay, you see that clip? And let's see what kind of writing implement would fit well into this. So I have a Pilot Prera fountain pen. Let's see if it goes in there. Yep, pretty standard. It is flexible, so I know it looks metal, but there is a springiness to it. So that's fun. Okay, that is a fun little advent calendar item. For fun, let's open day 2, and then we'll stop, I promise. I'm just curious. Now, I wonder if like the theme of this year is going to all be this like 4-leaf clover shamrock looking deal. So it's day 2. Ooh, we got a big heavy box. This is exciting. That's it. We're only doing 2 days. I have to stop myself, but it's part of the fun, y'all. It's part of the fun. Okay, this box for day 2, we got a nice plaid one here. Feels like it's like a notebook or note cards or something. It's actually pretty heavy, so I'm curious. Open it up on top. Also, there's just something nice about if you're a stationery fanatic, you kind of plan your purchases. You're always, but it's nice to not know what you're getting. Ooh, this is nice. Okay. Day 2, we have this gratitude journal. Look at this like maroon color binding, the blue front, the logo on the back. Gratitude journal. We're thankful that you're here to start your gratitude journey. 30-day reflections. This is nice. So the pages look like this. Morning, today I'm looking forward to. Evening, today I'm grateful for. Today's affirmation. The date. The days of the week. And I just scrolled through the affirmations and they're all different, which is really cool. I like that. I'm looking at these. Okay, time frame, time to reframe exercises, 30-day reflection, and then a QR code for Papier's site. Oh my goodness, this is cool. A letter to yourself. Right now, read later. Interesting. I like that. Reframe. Okay, cool. So this is a nice. I actually just love this color scheme, like this blue with maroon. Like this would just be a nice color scheme for like a notebook. So that is day 2 of our advent calendar, and that's it. We're not opening anymore. Like I said, we have. Let's see. There's 24 things for an advent calendar, right? So we did 2 today. It's the first week of November, so we could do a couple more each week. Um, but I don't want to wait like every single day because honestly, once December comes, I won't have time every single day to like really enjoy this. So I want to enjoy it now because now is the time. Alrighty. So if anyone has any questions about the Papier Advent Calendar, please don't hesitate to ask me. I don't think I'll record every opening, so if anyone's curious about other stuff I get, I'll let you know. Or you could also go back and watch some of my old videos from December last year. So I'm just tying the ribbon and moving this back over. It's so heavy. Oh my gosh. This is like, I'm like literally struggling trying to put it back on the shelf. All right. Okay. Next thing, since we're on the topic of interesting stationery, I thought I'd share some interesting stationery finds that I've had probably for over the last month or so, just randomly, just because I like to share this. Here is a notebook. It says something good is going to happen today. I actually bought this in my town's independent bookstore here in Knoxville, Tennessee, when my sisters were visiting in August, and I just really liked it. I never saw this brand before. At first, I got it. I took it off the shelf because I thought it was a Papier product. Kind of has that design. But the reason why I liked it, well, I thought I was going to use it to study for my PhD exam, which of course you can go watch my video about that. Um, but I didn't. But I still passed, so who cares? But now I have a cool notebook regardless to use whatever for whatever I want. But it does have, I think this was 3 or 4 subjects. Yeah, so it does kind of have like a divider page. There's always something worth celebrating. I love this like art paint looking thingy. Um, Again, living for the moment, loving what's to come. There is so much magic along the way. And I believe this was about $12, which isn't bad for this kind of quality of notebook. It's pretty heavy. It was made in Korea. My only downside is when I tried to take off the sticker, it totally ripped the backing of the notebook. And it's also has this like weird sticky feeling to it, which is annoying. Again, stores don't put these like if you're gonna put price tags on stuff, and TJ Maxx and Marshalls are the worst culprits of this. Please don't use adhesive that's just horrible and really hard to get off and ruins the product. But I just want to show you the brand in case anyone has seen anything else from them. This is Compendium, Live Inspired, Create Meaningful Moments with Gifts that Inspire. They do have an Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I have never heard of them whatsoever. So interesting to see if they pop up somewhere else. I just was surprised to kind of see this at my neighborhood, locally independent bookstore. Next up is also a notebook. Surprise, surprise. Hence, that's why my channel is called Stationery Shenanigans, because you can never have too many notebooks or pens. That's just the rules. This I bought. Okay, you all know I have this weird tradition. Every semester, on the first day of the semester, I buy a notebook. Like, I don't know why I've done this, but I started the tradition when I was doing my master's degree part time in 2020, where like the first day of the semester, no matter where, if I don't have time to go to a stationery store or something like that, I will just buy a notebook anywhere I see one. It can be small, it can be large, it can be anything that's like resembles a notebook. It could be at the grocery store. There's like this weird tradition that I've had, and I've kept it going now for 5 years, and I just decided to continue it this fall. So I got this like pseudo leather looking notebook from Target. This is from Green Room, which I think is like made from recycled paper. That's kind of their shtick. I really like the size of this. Let me take out my ruler. I I feel like this is supposed to be an A5 size, but it might be a little off. I'm not sure. And y'all know I'm terrible with sizes anyway. So it is 6 inches by 8 inches. So let me know in the comments what size it is for you. And then here's the one to compare it to, the other one. This is 7 by 9, so 6 by 8 and 7 by 9. Um, I don't know. I just like this. It's very classic looking. It's got like the leather. Again, I thought I was going to use this for studying for my exam. Clearly, I just didn't write enough in notebooks. Yeah. So that was my first day of the semester notebook. First day of the semester in January is January 20th, I believe, that Tuesday. So, yes, somehow on that day, I plan on buying a new notebook. Other update, I'm going through my Dr. Grip phase because of my PhD exam, and I had to do so much writing for the past few months that my hand starts to get cramped now, which I feel like is a common issue. And I wanted to try some Dr. Grip products. So I tried this one. Very brat, very Charlie XCX color themed, but it's got like this nice squishy grip. And I believe this one, let me find my, um, I believe this one is supposed to be, yeah, this is oil-based ink, probably in point 0.7. So that's something else I've been using that I've been enjoying. Okay, another update. I think I shared this on Instagram when I was in Atlanta. Oh boy. Um, I was like obsessed in the store with this not pilot, whew, Zebra Sarasa Clip 3C. There was something about the color, there was something about the shape of the body of this pen, and I really do enjoy writing with it. But something with Sarasa's nib, and I learned this the hard way, or the tip on Sarasa pens, it is not comfortable to write with for a long time. Like it's a bit scratchy, and I believe this is the point 0.5, if not the point 0.4. Um, it's really scratchy, and I often write in cursive, especially for what I was using this for when I was journaling, and it just feels like you're scratching the paper the whole time. So I think this is a great pen to fill out short forms, or probably this is the best pen to use in a really small planner because it does have a very precise tip and it is comfortable because it has the grip, but not if you're writing in cursive and not if you're writing for a long time. So lesson learned on that one. Of course, I feel like I'm permanently in my mechanical pencil era. So when I saw this at my local Staples, again, probably a few months ago now, I just never had a chance to look at them or open them. This was new to me. This is the Pentel E Sharp mechanical pencil, and it is point 0.5. You know that I really do enjoy point 0.7, but they only had it in point 0.5, and I said, sure, why not? Comes with eraser and lead. I want to say it was in the $6, $7 range. So again, not overly expensive. Um, I was attracted also to the grip section, the colors. Yeah, I think Pentel is the underdog of the stationery world, at least in the US. I think that their products are really high quality and not overpriced, and they don't get the attention they deserve, Pentel products. So I just want to say that. That's all I'm going to say. Let's open it up and see what this E Sharp is all about. If you have an E Sharp, also please let me know. Yeah. Also, I hope my mic is picking up the recording. Otherwise, you all can't hear me. And if it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna be mad. Okay. Um. Oh, can you actually hear me? Because I was just concerned now that maybe my mic wasn't picking me up and it's actually muted. Let me know. Okay. Whew, oh, thank God. I don't know why, but I'm having so many difficult issues. So we're just looking at this Pentel E Sharp, which I have never heard of until I saw it at Staples like 2 or 3 months ago, and I wanted to open it up and try it out on live stream. Um, Here's the close up of it. A nice thick pen. It's actually just like it's very similar to the Sarasa, like the body of the Sarasa 3C actually. Um, it actually has an eraser cap and like a super thick eraser. I do like the cap. And yeah, let's do a writing test. Actually, does the thing retract in? Again, I don't know the technical terms sometimes. Kind of. Okay. So this is Pentel E sharp. Okay. It writes very nicely, as you would expect from a mechanical pencil. I think because it's thicker than a lot of the other ones, it definitely feels like substantial, which for me is I love anything that feels substantial. I like thick things. I like heavy pens. I'm all about heaviness because I have big hands. So yeah, so that's what I can say about the Pentel E Sharp. Again, let me know if you ever like come across some of these things because let's face it, we live in a world of like influencers now, and a lot of times I like to notice things that I don't see other people posting maybe online. Maybe it's like a fountain pen, maybe a certain ink. Um, yeah, really curious. So that's that. That's the last kind of stationary thing I can share. I have been wildly busy. Um, there's only 4 weeks left in the semester, so for those of you who know, it's just like just so many things happening. And I've barely watched any videos. In fact, I think I've only watched 1 or 2 stationary videos in the last week. Um, Last night when I was trying to wind down before I went to sleep, I watched a video from Michael in the Margins, and he did a video where he kind of journaled about his weekend, like after the fact, which I thought was cool because he got to do some like in-person stationary meetups and go to the Pelican Hub, um, which is cool. There was a Pelican Hub here hosted by somebody, but when I tried to register when I first heard about it a while ago, it said registration was closed, so I guess it's very limited. And and then I watched someone else's video. I don't know what her I can't think of her name. Sorry. I think her channel like Dorkys. So Dorkys. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. She did a really good video of kind of about like her um experience at the Pelican Hub and how crowded it was and all that. So, I don't know. I always like watching these things. I feel like I'm there with you, even though I couldn't be there. It's like I like knowing about them, especially when a lot of you all focus on the community that's behind fountain pens and stationery, because I feel like that is something that is unique to this, let's say, hobby, to this community. This hobby is the community aspect of it. I feel like if you saw a total stranger in public pull out a fountain pen and like they're writing with it in Starbucks, if you went up to them and, like, complimented them on their pen or asked them a question or something, like, they wouldn't think that's weird. They would probably be very enthusiastic to speak with you, which I think is special. So, anytime I see videos that are about meetups or events, I just really love it, and that's, uh, that's the, most philosophical thing I think I'm gonna say on this live stream. But last but not least, if you've joined my live streams before, and I know I'm not going long this time, um, but yeah, I always like to share which book I am currently reading, and I'm excited for this book because I saw it on Instagram a long time ago. And by a long time, I mean like probably 6 months ago. And I screenshotted it and told myself, okay, after my PhD exam, you can go buy yourself whatever books you want. And I happened to stop at a bookstore one day here a couple days after my exam, and I just randomly was like, I'm just going to go to the fiction section and see if they have this book. And they did. So I bought it on the spot. And how many pages in am I? I'm 40 pages in. It's real like I really want to stay up all night and finish reading this. It seems to be a popular book. I'm sure some of you may have heard of it, but this is The Wall by Marlene Haushofer, who was an Austrian author of short stories, novels, radio plays, and children's books. Her work has had a strong influence on many German language writers. Oh my gosh, it's a wall. I'm sorry, it's not a wall. It is The Wall, but it was adapted into a film directed by Julian Postler and starring Martina Gedeck. Okay, I didn't know it was a film. I select things so randomly, I don't even know their popularity. But basically, the premise is it is a woman, I think she's kind of like pre-retirement age or, maybe in her 50s, who goes to a cabin in the Austrian mountains and wakes up one day to find like an invisible wall separating, like a clear wall separating her from the rest of the world. And she's currently there with her dog, a cow, not even her dog, her family members who she was originally staying with, their dog, a cow, and a cat that finds its way to her cabin. So it's very like dystopian, but very intriguing. You read this? Oh my goodness. I know, I had no idea it was a movie until literally right now just flipped it on the back. I love these kind of like dystopian books, and sometimes dystopian books become too much like futuristic, but I like dystopian books that aren't necessarily based on like the future or like a really different world. This is very simply like in modern times, and so far, of course, I don't know what happens yet. um, but yeah, I don't know if there's a term for it. It's like dystopian books that aren't necessarily like futuristic or about technology, maybe. Who knows? Oh, you read about it in the New York Times. Well, then that's probably why I saw it on Instagram, because sometimes I'll be like scrolling through Instagram and when I see people like post reviews of books, or you know how there's just kind of like these generic accounts that it's just like, read books or whatever. They'll recycle a lot of books and they'll recycle a lot of posts and they'll have like a paragraph underneath. And when I read the synopsis of this book, I was like, yeah, that's the kind of book I would love to read because I love dystopian stuff. So that's what I'm currently reading. Again, if I wasn't so busy, I probably would have finished this in 2 nights and just stayed up all night to read it. Um, but it's crunch time, and I'm teaching 4 classes, and I'm trying to do my research proposal and all those other fun things. So, yeah, so I'm excited. And another thing I did differently was I rarely buy novels. Like sometimes I buy them, but I try to get them from the library or I try to get them from a bookstore or I try to borrow them from somewhere because I want to save money, obviously. But with everything going on in the world, with me passing my PhD exam, I just decided if there's a book I've wanted to read and I can't get it from the library, I'm just gonna go buy it. Like, just buy the book. If it's the book you're actually gonna read, then just buy it. Because a lot of times, if anyone uses public libraries, you know that, okay, if you want to reserve a book, maybe you're like 10th in line to get it. So even though you really want to read this book right now, you're not going to get it till next year. And when next year comes, are you still going to be excited to read it? And if not, then what's the point of waiting? So I just decided when I see a book and I want it and I want to read it, I'm just going to pay the money and just buy it because who cares? Like life is short, right? So that is my that is my mantra going into the year 2026 to just buy the book. Yeah. So that's all I got. I know this is a short live, but I just wanted to say hi and I want to see how everyone's doing. So if you do watch the replay, let me know in the comments below how your November is going so far, what you're looking forward to, maybe if you have planner decisions for 2026. Um, I posted a video recently about my Tamagotchi planner, which I'm excited about. So if you want to see the Tamagotchi Hobonichi weeks, check out my last video. Other than that, I will see you all next time. Take care.